Section 1 of the Ballad of St. Barbara and Other Verses by G.K. Chesterton. Read for LibriVox.org by Matthew Stephen. To F.C. In Memoriam Palestine, 19. Do you remember one immortal lost moment out of time and space? What time we thought, who passed the portal of that divine disastrous place, where life was slain and truth was slandered, on that one holier hill than Rome? How far abroad our bodies wandered, that evening when our souls came home. The mystic city, many-gated, with monstrous columns, was your own. Herodian stones fell down and waited 2,000 years to be your throne. In the grey rocks the burning blossoms glowed terrible as the sacred blood. It was no stranger to your bosom than bluebells of an English wood. Do you remember a road that follows the way of unforgotten feet, where from the waste of rocks and hollows climb up the crawling crooked street, the stages of one towering drama, always ahead and out of sight? Do you remember Aceldama and the jackal barking in the night? Life is not void of stuff for scoffers. We have laughed loud and kept our love. We have heard singers in tavern corners, and not forgotten the birds above. We have known smitters and sons of thunder, and not unworthily walked with them. We have grown wiser and lost no wonder, and we have seen Jerusalem. End of section 1. This recording is in the public domain.
Section 2 of the Ballad of St. Barbara and Other Verses by G.K. Chesterton. Read for LibriVox.org by Angie Liu. The Ballad of St. Barbara. St. Barbara is the patron saint of artillery and of those in danger of sudden death. When the long grey lines came flooding upon Paris in the plain, we stood and drank of the last free air we never could taste again. They had led us back from the lost battle to halt we knew not where, and stilled us, and our gaping guns were dumb with our despair. The great tribes flowed for ever from the infinite lifeless lands, and a Norman to a Breton spoke, his chin upon his hands. There was an end to Ilium, and an end came to Rome, and a man plays on a painted stage in the land that he calls home. Arch after arch of triumph, but floor beyond falling floor, that led to a low door at last, and beyond there is no door. And the Breton to the Norman spoke, like a small child spoke he, and his sea-blue eyes were empty as his home beside the sea. There are more windows in one house than there are eyes to see. There are more doors in a man's house, but God has hid the key. Ruin is a builder of windows, her legend witnesseth. Barbara, the saint of gunners, and a stay in sudden death. It seemed the wheel of the world stood still an instant in its turning, more than the kings of the earth that turned with the turning of Malmy Mill, while trickled the idle tale, and the sea-blue eyes were burning. Still as the heart of a whirlwind, the heart of the world stood still. Barbara the beautiful had praise of lute and pen. Her hair was like a summer night, dark and desired of men. Her feet, like birds from far away, that linger in light and doubt. And her face was like a window where a man's first love looked out. Her sire was master of many slaves, a hard man of his hands. They built a tower about her in the desolate golden lands. Sealed as the tyrants sealed their tombs, planned with an ancient plan, and set 2 windows in the tower, like the 2 eyes of a man. Our guns were set toward the foe. We had no word for firing. Grey in the gateway of St. Gond the guard of the tyrant shone, dark with the fate of a falling star, retiring and retiring. The Breton line went backward, and the Breton tale went on. Her father had sailed across the sea, from the harbor of Africa, when all the slaves took up their tools for the bidding of Barbara. She smote the bare wall with her hand, and bade them smite again. She poured them wealth of wine and meat, to stay them in their pain, and cried through the lifted thunder of thronging hammer and hod, "Throw open the 3rd window, in the 3rd name of God." Then the hearts failed and the tools fell, and far towards the foam men saw a shadow on the sands, and her father coming home. Speak low and low along the line, the whispered word is flying. Before the touch, before the time, we may not loose a breath. Their guns must smash us to the mire, and there be no replying, till the hand is raised to fling us for the final dice to death. There were 2 windows in your tower, Barbara, Barbara, for all the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?